Okay, I'm doing this in the classroom, so hopefully it'll be a little easier to write and we'll get over some of those problems. The goal for this next little video is to consolidate our understanding of the gradient of a line and also to work out how we can plot a line if we know the formula for the line. So let's see how we go with that. Okay, first of all, remembering from last lesson we talked about the gradient. That's another way of saying the gradient is the slope of the line, and we talked about how we find the gradient by using the rise over the run. So if I have a line, if I have a line like this, I use a little triangle, a right angle triangle underneath the line, and I measure this length here, the rise, and this length here, the run, and then I just divide them, gradient. Notice how we always use this M symbol. The gradient is the rise over the run. Okay, so sometimes though you don't have the ability to draw a graph and draw a little triangle, so I'm going to give you a simple formula for working out the gradient if you're just given 2 points. So imagine you have 2 points. We're going to call the first point A, and A, since it's the first point, it has an x coordinate we'll call x1 and a y coordinate we'll call y1, and the second point is B, and we're going to call its x coordinate x2 and its y coordinate y2. So if I want to find the gradient of the line that joins A and B, all I have to do is subtract the y's, that's this first part of the equation there, and then subtract the x's and then divide them. Or in other words, gradient equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So let's have a look at an example. Say I've got a point 1, 3, let's call that A, and another point B, which is I don't know, 2, 9. And we want to find the gradient of the line between those 2 points. And I can't be bothered drawing up a graph and looking at a triangle. So I simply say M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now in this case, y2 is the y value of the second point, so that's 9, minus y1 is the y value of the first point, so 9 minus 3, and x2 is the x value of the second point, so that's 2, minus x1 is the x coordinate of the first point. So 9 minus 3 is 6, divided by 2 minus 1 is 1. So the line that joins A and B here has a gradient of 6. That's not too bad, is it? I'll give you some exercises to do to give you some practice on that. Alright, this is just a reminder here. We need to remember that gradients can also be negative. So this here is an example of a positive gradient. If you think about it as if we're going from left to right, it's going uphill. And this is a negative gradient. If we're going from left to right, it's going downhill. So that's a negative gradient. You can also have lines with a 0 gradient, and that's a flat line, which makes sense really. They don't have any slope. And these ones here that go straight up, we call that undefined gradient. And you probably don't need to know any more than that we call it an undefined gradient. Okay, let's keep going. I'll just pull those off. Sorry. Clear objects. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. How about I'll just stop the tape for a minute. Okay, back now. We're going to look at how we can draw a line if we know the formula of the line. So here's a formula for a line, y equals 2x minus 6, and I'm going to draw that line on this board here, just from that formula there. Now, if I look at this formula, it's in the form, remember we said that lines can be written in the form y equals mx plus b. And when they're written in that form, m is the gradient and b is the y-intercept. So in this line here, y equals 2x minus 6, I already know two things about this line. I know that it goes through the y-axis at minus 6. So let's go and plot that there. This point here is the point 0, minus 6, and that is the y-intercept of this line. The other thing I know about this line is that it has a gradient of 2. Where were we? Sorry, I got interrupted. Okay, that's right. This line here, we know also that the gradient is 2. So, what does the gradient mean? It means that for every 1 unit across from that dot I have to go up 2 units. So there's another point there on the line that I'm interested in. And let's read it off. That's the point 1 minus 3. I could do it again if I wanted to. I go across 1 and up 2. And there's another point. That's the point 2 minus 2. At this point, once I've got even just 2 lines, I can draw a line through those points. Sorry, once I've got even 2 points, I can draw a line through those points and it will be the line that I'm interested in. It's a bit wonky, sorry about that. And usually I draw, now I've messed it up. Usually I draw arrowheads at the end of the line to show that they keep going on forever and ever. And next to it I write the rule y equals 2x minus 6. Alright, so I'll leave you with some practice to do. I want you to have a go at graphing these lines here. Y equals 2x plus 1, so that'd be very similar to the example we just did together. Y equals minus 3x plus 2, so that's got a negative gradient. And y equals 6x minus 5. Have a go at those and good luck. Bye.